Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Good afternoon. I pray you are well, wherever you may be. That was just a little bit of IHOP. It is, I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It's 5 o'clock here, Central Time, or just a couple of minutes before, right before 5. I wanted to jump on here real quickly. Just here at home, it's quiet, just me and my middle son. Everyone else is gone out briefly. But I just wanted to jump on here real quick, almost like a follow-up to things I said yesterday about the table being prepared for us. It's a table prepared that we can step out in the midst and feast upon the Lord because there's life in it. The church must, here in America, must come alive. I don't know if you are paying attention in any way, but the church in Afghanistan is ready to die for their faith. But are you and I ready to live for ours is the question here in the West, here in the United States of America. Are we ready to live, to come alive for Him? They're ready to give their life. They're ready to die. But are we ready to come alive? But I just wanted to jump on here real quick, but because I had this thought, I was at the gym, so I'm still a little sweaty, but we worked out and today. But I had this thought as I was going into the gym concerning everything that's going on. It's interesting the days we're in, the things that we are being told by the mainstream media, and then the things that are actually being played out. I don't know if you've seen that ever since in the last few days, these horrific things that have begun to take place in Afghanistan. I don't know if you've noticed or, we don't watch mainstream news here in our home, but I don't know if you've seen or heard that the moment that took place, all of the things that have been going on behind the scenes, that immediately China began to move into Taiwan off the shores and do military exercises and drills. I don't know if you saw, we had a couple of shootings here in the United States in the last 24 hours where multiple people were wounded and casualties. I don't know if you've heard today that the Capitol was closed down. If it's on the news, I don't know. The Capitol was closed down and someone supposedly, possibly, maybe drove a vehicle up with bombs, explosives in the vehicle. And they evacuated the Capitol, evacuated the grounds and sealed them off. I don't know if you've heard about it. And the reason I'm asking that and mentioning all of this is because for the last year and a half, especially, but I would even go back 20 years, we've had a smoke screen in front of us. There's been a smoke screen. We're coming up on the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. And we were told a lot of things concerning 9/11. But were we told the complete truth? Were we? And I think that there are certain lies and things that began, and they've been going on probably for longer than that, but at least leading up to where we are right now, 20 years. And in the last 10 years, they've gotten more bold and more brazen, more outlandish. And in the last year and a half, the lies and the smoke screen that has been in front of us has been tremendous. And the reason I say that is that when there's a smoke screen, A smoke screen is placed up, in the army. It is to be able to advance undetected. But a smoke screen is also used to cover so that you can't see what really is going on. It is used to cover up the truth and lies. Why does this matter to us? It's because we as the church here in the West, especially, have fallen and have gotten distracted by the smoke screen. And when we're distracted by the smoke, by the rhetoric, by all of the things that are being thrown in front of us over the last year, not that they're not serious and not that they aren't issues that don't need to be addressed or dealt with, but a smoke screen keeps you from seeing what is real and the truth that is behind it. And for you and I as believers, I believe, as I mentioned yesterday, it is no longer the hour for us to argue about masks, their effectiveness or lack thereof. It is no longer time to argue amongst one another publicly on social media, no longer to argue on whether you should get this shot, whether you should not. And I'm not here to discuss about right or wrong, the effectiveness or lack thereof, all of the things that are taking place. But the media is keeping up a narrative. The narrative is a smokescreen for what is really taking place. And for us as believers, we have got to stop allowing the smoke screen to distract us. And it is time for us to go up higher, where the smoke is no longer there, where the air is clear, it's pure, and my eyes can see clearly. It is a call for intercession. It is a call to prayer. It is a call for us to go to where He is, where we stop arguing and fighting and competing amongst one another here in the West, while the enemy is invading and the enemy is attempting to take territory and the enemy is attempting to make a one world order and bring us to a place where we no longer serve the living God, but we become a society that is completely dependent upon Him and His ways, atheistic in nature. Is a smokescreen. Everything for the last year and a half has been a smokescreen for His plans. Listen to this. I just want you to listen to this. John chapter 8:44. I want to read it to you in the New King James first, but I want you to see this one verse in the Passion. Is it any wonder that we have been lied to in any kind of way? Listen to this. Just this one verse. Verse 44. Jesus says, you are of your father, the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. He says he was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, listen to this, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a lie. Listen to the way the Passion says that verse. Verse 44. He says, he's never stood for the truth, for he is full of nothing but lies. Lying is his native tongue. The smoke screen has been sent to divide and conquer, to separate us, to get us arguing, talking about that which isn't the real issue. This is about Judeo-Christianity. This is about removing and destroying Israel. This is about silencing the voice of God from America, silencing us and the narratives that have been played to distract us. Critical race theory. Is it a problem? I believe it is. But it's a smokescreen for what he's doing behind the scenes. All of the this COVID and the vaccine and the mask and everything else, has it been serious? People have lost their lives. Yes, it has been. But it's a smokescreen for what's really taking place. There's so much more taking place with Afghanistan, because I believe that you don't have a military that has the most sophisticated intelligence in the world, and they have no idea what's going on, to the point that this group is able to overtake them in a matter of hours when they said it would be months. It's a smokescreen. And I am encouraging us, challenging us to stop looking at the narratives that they want to paint and go into this place of intercession and prayer with the Father and ask Him for what is really taking place. Ask Him for His heart for the Middle East, for Afghanistan, for Pakistan, for the nations of the world, and ask Him for what He sees. Because they have divided, the enemy has divided us with the smoke screen. Listen to what they said about Jesus. Or Jesus said in Matthew 12, the Pharisees, the religious leaders, said of Jesus that He cast out demons by Beelzebub, a demon. Jesus knew their thoughts and said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then will his kingdom stand? And if I cast out demons by Beelzebub, by whom do your sons cast them out? What's the point? If they have us divided here in this nation, and if they divide us in our own nation, we'll be destroyed from within. We cannot stand. If they have us arguing, if they have us going at one another over issues, though serious, but are smoke screens to the real issue, we cannot stand as a nation. There's this place that we must step into, this place of true unity that can only come from the Father, that we bypass the smoke screen. And the only way for us to bypass this smoke screen is to go into deep intercession, into this place of prayer, being with the Father, not that we are seeking our own way and our own will, but we are seeking His and wanting to see from His perspective. If we are clouded in our thoughts, in our judgments by the smoke screen that is being sold to us, our prayers will be off and they will be amiss. We will be praying for the wrong things. We will be praying from the wrong motive. We will be praying with a heart of fear as opposed to a heart of faith. The smoke screen is not real. It is simply hiding that which is real. And you and I, as believers, must come up higher. It is that hour for us to go up higher, to intercede, to step into this mantle in this place of intercession. We must come up higher, to see beyond the smoke screen, to go up where the smoke screen cannot reach, that we might see what the enemy is really attempting to do. And when we can see from the Lord's vantage point to what He really wants to do, we can now intercede accurately. We can intercede intentionally. We can intercede directly. And we can cancel assignments, call plans and plots to a place of not coming to fruition, because we can see clearly what is taking place. I'll give you one example from my own personal life. Several years ago, I remember, I didn't understand at the moment what the Lord was attempting to do. But several years ago, in night, before I would go to bed, I would pray and seek the Lord. It was quiet in the house. Everyone going to sleep. My wife was still working the night shift. And I would be here with the children, just me. And I would pray. And I could remember a couple of times having this overwhelming fear of terror. And I am not one prone to just fear about every little thing. But I remember one time having this concern and this fear of people putting boxes on my lawn with bombs, explosives in them. I didn't know the Lord was showing me what the enemy was planning right here in my state, in the city of Austin. And I began to pray, but I was praying amiss because I didn't say to the Lord, why am I seeing this? What is going on in my own heart? And this went on for a couple of days. And then all of a sudden I saw the news where there was people planting boxes with explosives at different places with little thin hairline trigger lines connected to them. You and I must get beyond the smokescreen. This isn't solely about a man-made virus. This isn't solely about taking a shot that has not really been approved. This isn't really about racism, critical race theory, and all of these issues are serious and must be dealt with. But there's more behind the scenes. It is about taking control and removing God from our midst. And it is time that the American church, the church here in the United States of America, awakens to its purpose, to its destiny, to what it has been called to do, to why we are here in this nation to begin with, to awaken to the reality of Jesus Christ. There is a great awakening on the horizon, but we must awaken, we must arise and see beyond the smokescreen that is being sold to us. And I believe that there is a mighty awakening happening, that people are being awakened all over. But let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Let's go into this place of deep and true intercession, being locked away with the Father to say, what do you see? I want to see from your heights, from your vantage point, where the air is clear. I want to see like you. I want to intercede for what moves your heart. I want to know your ways. It's that hour. It's been a smokescreen. And this is a call for us to see the sinister plans and plots of the enemy behind all of the smoke. For he is a liar. The Passion Translation of Matthew 8:44 again says, his native tongue is lying. The New King James says, he lies because it's from his own resources. That's all he knows. It's time for you and I to embrace the truth. To not get caught up in the smoke, the deception. To live in faith, not in fear. To be bold, to ask the Lord for boldness. To declare what we hear in secret, to declare it from the rooftops. Let's go up higher, church, beyond the smoke screen, that we might see clearly and take our place. Take our place in this day and this hour. I pray this blesses you. Would you share this video? Love you. Talk with you soon. Oh, one quick thing. Just a reminder, I'll do it now. Tomorrow, midday meditations. The Father's Table, our podcast at noon. So excited for that. But I'm even more excited that the prayer room is open here at the Father's House of Prayer tomorrow, 2 p.m. We will be doing a live Zoom link. So if you want to be in on that, go ahead and shoot us a message. Shoot me a message. Say you want to. I will send that link to you as we go before the Father to ascertain his heart, to grab hold of his heart, to pray what he desires for us to pray for the things that are upon his heart and worship before him. 2 p.m. tomorrow. And we'll be going till probably about 5, 6 p.m. We'd love for you to join.